effect.
And we should be able to sustain ourselves and not depend on other nations raising their price and then it affect us. That shouldn't even be in the question.
If we want to get the price of gas down right now, if we want to drop the price of gas, what do we need to do right now?
Put us to work right now. Put us to work. And you will see not only the fuel prices go down, but you will see the price of everything else go down with it.
These gas prices affect everything on the market.
Everything.
Because of transportation.
Yep. Yeah. Everything has to be transported.
He's blocking the probably the biggest contributor to energy in the United States right now. He's pushing for solar and wind power, but it's been proven over and over that it's just not as efficient as burning natural gas, refining crude.
Get out of all the politics. We're sick of hearing, this is Putin's price hike.
Jen Psaki was at the podium. She said there's 9,000 permits that's already been granted. She said if people want to pump, companies want to pump, they can go ahead and do it. That these permits aren't the problem here. What would you say to Jen Psaki?
She's lying to the American people. Those 9,000 permits that were pulled, they might not even have oil under the ground that they got the permit for. So why would the oil company go and drill on that ground? There may not even be oil there, and let alone waste their damn money because they can't run a pipeline to transport the oil and gas off the well.
If there was oil there, the gas companies would already be drilling it and they would already be producing it. It's a lie.
They also said that the president or no one in his administration have reached out to those pipeline workers. Kind of sad. Joining me now on set is Neil Crabtree. He was laid off from working on the Keystone pipeline as well. Neil, thanks so much for joining me. Putin is a great villain, and he's responsible for a lot of bad things. But is he responsible for what's happening right now with American gas prices?
Absolutely not. You know what? I hear a lot about how oil's traded on a global market, but we could be the #1 player and we wouldn't have to deal with those fluctuations on a global market if we were the #1 supplier of oil in this country. We wouldn't have to deal with OPEC, Russia, Saudi Arabia, anything like that. If we can supply the biggest amount of fuel that it takes to run this country, we won't have to deal with things like that.
So for the people that are watching and say, why don't you guys just start drilling? What is preventing you guys from doing that?
Well, being in the industry for 25 years, what I've seen in the last 5 years, there's three things. It's permits, regulations, and liberal lawsuits. Those are the three things that's keeping us from doing what we want to do, and they're all backed by Democratic lawmakers. So when President Biden says that he has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on with fuel prices, that's not the truth. That's his party. That's their policies, and that's what's keeping us from... we feel bad because we could be doing things right now to help the country out as far as energy prices go.
You say those climate activists sue you guys? For what?
Excuse me?
The climate activists sue you guys? For what?
It's a complicated situation, but, it's all about climate change, and I'm sorry that they think that, burning fossil fuels is destroying the planet, but it's part of that we rely on every day. The green energy sector of this country ain't ready to power it. We still rely on oil. We rely on gas. And if we keep shutting ourselves out, we're going to be, we've dug ourselves a big hole already, and it seems like the Biden just wants to keep on digging deeper.
If the president gave you guys a space, and there's already pressure from the country now, you see it reflective in the polls right now, they think he's responsible for it. If he unleashed you guys to go do what you guys do best, is provide energy for all of us, how long would it take before we start to see the price of fuel go down?
Well, like I said, we've already dug a deep hole, but the policies that the Biden administration is enforcing is only going to make it deeper. The only way to start clawing ourselves back out of this hole, and it's going to take a while, I'm not lying to you, but, releasing oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, doing things like suspending the federal gas tax, that's just Band-Aids. The only way to fix a problem is to make America #1 in energy independence, and That's basically the only way we can get out of it.
We were at one point, but he decided to change that on day one. And I think he's going to pay a heavy price for it because you see the American people are outraged. Neil Crabtree, thanks so much for joining me
Thank you.
in the studio today. Coming up.